Kyle Busch is driving the number 8 for RCR. It's official. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you are doing good on this Tuesday. All right, it is official. Kyle Busch will be driving for RCR next season. It is finally over. Glory, glory, hallelujah. We don't really have to talk about this anymore. We know Kyle Busch is going to RCR. We know he is driving the number 8. We know his crew chief will be Randall Burdett. We know he will switch his truck team over to Chevrolet equipment, and that will be, KBM will be a Chevrolet truck team from here on out. We also know that Tyler Reddick will drive for RCR next season. Richard Childress said he will acquire another charter. He has not said where that charter will come from, whether he will rent it or whether he will flat out buy one. But I have had some talks with people, and that charter is most likely going to come from Spire. I have heard that, so we will see how reliable my source is. I think he is going to buy it as well. So I think he is going to buy a charter from Spire Motorsports if my source is accurate. So we will see how accurate my source is, but that's what I'm hearing. So we will see how that goes. But he said a few interesting things in this press conference. First off, the press conference started off pretty funny. Richard Childress walked out and said, you know, I forgot to give you your signing bonus, and he handed him a Rolex watch, said, please hold my watch for me, alluding to the conflict they had at one point in their career, but basically showing that they had both put that behind them a long time ago. Another interesting thing he said, he was asked a question of why RCR, and he said, we went to teams with XYZ and asked them about XYZ, and certain teams couldn't meet, or certain teams wouldn't meet that, where it was said that certain teams couldn't meet that, and Kyle Busch responded with, I wouldn't say certain teams couldn't meet that, basically alluding to certain teams wouldn't meet that. And he also says it wasn't a money thing. So Kyle Busch finally speaks up and said it wasn't a money thing. There were certain conditions that other teams were not willing to step up and meet that RCR was, in fact, willing to step up and meet. Another interesting question was asked of Richard Childress, why is Tyler Reddick and Randall Burdett being split up after the success they've had this season? And Richard Childress answered that by saying, I'm looking to build a team for the long term. I'm not into doing a one-year deal. So he said that is why he separated Randall Burdett from Tyler Reddick. And he said of that particular conversation with Tyler Reddick about those two separating, he said it went okay. He obviously didn't say it went well or good. So obviously Tyler Reddick probably a little upset about losing his crew chief. Who wouldn't be? But then again, at the same time, you have to realize in some ways Tyler Reddick has made this bed by announcing that he's only going to be at RCR for one more year. So he's definitely going to be getting the third best equipment. He's going to be getting the third best of everything because they know he is going to 23XI, which is basically a competing team. So he has to know that he is going to be on the short end of every stick. He's probably not going to be in any of the team meetings where they're talking about strategy and things like that. So you have to understand from that perspective, it's a business move, right? Another couple of interesting things were that Austin Dillon was actually the person who initiated the deal. He went up and said, wouldn't it be cool if we could get Kyle Busch to drive the 8 car? And Richard Childress said, yeah, that would be cool. Could you set up the meeting? So Austin Dillon actually set up the meeting. So I thought that was very interesting. And they also said they have sponsor announcements coming soon, which means apparently they have already lined up some sponsors. They're just working out the details on which races each sponsor is going to get. So they've already got sponsors lined up, which apparently Toyota was having a huge problem doing, but they have sponsors lined up already, and they will be announced in the future along with the plans for that charter. But yeah, this is just a quick news update. I'm so glad it is finally official. The only real questions that remain after this is who's going in the 18. Everybody's pretty sure it's going to be Ty Dillon. Who will be the drivers in the truck series? I'm guessing it's going to be Kyle Busch. John Hunter Nemechek will probably come over because he is part of Dillon Management. And I also expect to see Anthony Alfredo and Kaz Grala in those trucks as well. But who else he puts in those trucks, whether it's like Rajah Caruth or somebody like that, it remains to be seen. And of course, I'm expecting to see Austin Dillon and Kyle Busch in those trucks as well. But yeah, those are the only remaining questions from this. Where the charter's coming from, who's going in the 18, and who are going in the KBM trucks. But other than that, this pretty much is the big domino. So I expect to see the other dominoes fall in rapid succession from here. Like I said, this is just a little bit of a news update. It's finally official, and thank God it's over. But if you made it this far, feel free to subscribe down below. Your subscription helps out the channel a whole lot, and I really appreciate them. If you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. What do you think about all this? Let me know down there. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.